Ask a Ninja is posting videos in 2025, and Blue Sox baseball is back on LSP. From center field of Lexington High School, we welcome you to opening night 2025 in the Intercity League as Lexington Blue Sox take on their roommates, the Lexington Bulldogs. Good evening, everybody. Sam Field here with you, ready to bring you the play-by-play story. Grab your iron, grab whatever security item you have. Hi, hey, Mrs. Wojcik, how you doing? And we'll see if the Blue Sox can put together a similar opening night to their last time they faced the Bulldogs on opening night, or if it's going to be something like against the Expos when they had the 10th 0-0-9 inning tie in the ICL since 2006. Going to be filling things in a little bit piecemeal here as we get things underway. You wouldn't, when else, when is that not the case, right? You people mean the world to me. Jesse McCullough will get the start to lead things off. First pitch, 7:45 on the button. It's downstairs. Ball one. We are underway. That first pitch coming from Ezra Charles. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Charles, how you doing? On orders from Nick Favazzo. This is stroked into right center field. Back goes, said Favazzo. It is still, he did make the catch, in fact. And it's probably better that we don't have the camera in center field right now, but he made the catch. He did a Ken Griffey Jr. impression into the fence after catching it about 20 feet from the warning track for out number one. So McCullough is retired. Now here's the shortstop, Eric Ramirez. Eric lets that one go for ball one. Third baseman, rather, Eric Ramirez. Sorry, I read the 3B as SS for whatever reason. Speaking of the hot corner, that takes a brutal hop wide of the third baseman, Matt Robinson. Ramirez is going to stretch it into a double. Take a bow? Or no, he got tagged out? What is going on, man? Boy, some tough breaks for the Blue Sox on each of the first two batters of 2025. McCullough with a nice piece into the right center gap. It's tracked down by Favazzo. And then Ramirez with the hop, skip, and jump passes opposite number, but thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. So a hit, two hard hit balls, but two outs. And here's AJ who fouls this one off for strike one. I apologize, folks. I'm trying to get everything sorted here with like writing down the lineup and everything in my book. By the way, I'm going to have to retire this book after this game. It is completely chock full. There's no more room at the end. But that's what we got backups for back at home. Hey, dear. That misses for a ball. It is 1-1 to Jimenez. Will be followed by Julian Alvarez, who is celebrating his 10th anniversary with the team. 2015 was his first year, or was that 2016? Well, it'll be 10 years in one direction or another. There's another solid hit. And this time, Jimenez will hold it first and keep the line moving. Already a visit coming from manager Eric Steinkraus, and I don't blame, because despite the two outs, you've seen three hard hit balls by each of the first three batters in this game. But now that you have someone actually on base, with the veteran, Jules, coming up next. Coming fast and furious, and I am struggling to catch up. So it's an F8, and then a single, and Ramirez thrown out trying to stretch it, and then Jimenez with a single. And now here's Jules. That is downstairs for a ball. It is 1-0. Alvarez takes on the inside edge for a strike to even the count of 1. Julian Alvarez. Last year, 1 homer, 12 RBIs, 821 OPS. Golfs this one into right center field, carrying well, and it is off the base of the wall. AJ's being waved around third. Here comes the throw to the plate. He is out by 10 feet. You absolutely cannot fault the aggression, and I actually must have missed a run somewhere. What am I, oh my God. I missed a run? I'm sorry, folks. I completely whiffed on something, and I just don't know where I am, honestly. Very clearly. I feel so embarrassed. So confused, man. Here's Luke Ward stroking this into shallow right, and that's caught for the out. There were tires aside. Sorry, folks. I got to take a moment to get recalibrated here. Not a great start for me, opening night jitters, right? I'm tired, boss. Y'all, I've had so much to do the last few days. I deeply apologize. Eric Ramirez did, in fact, have a double, and he was driven home by AJ. Exhale. Again, I'm trying to put this all together piecemeal, and that's what happens when you do, I guess. You people mean the world to me. I sincerely apologize, especially to Eric Ramirez's friends, fans, and family. Matt Draper fires a strike in there. 2-1. 2-1 from Draper to Mike Siebert. Also might not help that we're And a 7:45 start rather than our usual 8 o'clock, but that's how it is. Sorry, guys. I'm embarrassed, and I think I'm trying too hard to please all the people all the time. I'm trying, Bruce. I am trying to relax, believe me. Opposite way into left center field, down for a base hit, and takes a funny hop near the center fielder, David Vanderzouen. Siebert has a single. Anyone who's known me for long enough knows that I am my own harshest critic. Nick Favazzo settle in the batter's box, the center fielder for the Lexington Bulldogs. Takes a fastball for strike one. 1-0 our score, as Eric Ramirez came home on Jimenez's single. Jimenez, though, thrown out at the plate, trying to score on Alvarez's single. 0-2 on that foul ball. But some good swings and hard hit balls throughout that top half for the Blue Sox. Even the pop-up by Ward to end the inning, I mean, not hit hard, but not as routine maybe as the second baseman Velas would have liked. One can get twisted around real easily on a ball like that, especially when we've seen how the balls have carried here in the early going. 2-2. Fouled off. Well, we certainly know we're not going to have another 0-0 inning tie on opening night, like we saw the Blue Sox and the Expos. Again, it was only the 10th time since 2006 that we had a 9-inning 0-0 tie in the regular season. Full count to the second batter of the game for Matt Draper. Favazzo, then Shane Costello due up next. Popped up into foul territory. Ward trying to find it. Nana Adu gets out of the way, and Ward makes the catch for the first out. So nice battle by Favazzo, but pops up to the first baseman. One down, and here's the left fielder, Shane Costello. Ball one. Costello, and then Matt Robinson, Matt Favazzo, John Nordman, Vince Libretto, Brett Stone, Dylan Steinkraus, Jaden Velas, the remainder of the lineup for the Bulldogs. It's Ezra Charles on the mound, and Nick Favazzo pointed out that his parents are indeed watching, and thanks for tuning in, folks. On the outer edge for a strike, 2-1. Blue Sox lineup is McCullough, Ramirez, Jimenez, Alvarez, Ward, David Vanderzouen, Pat Casserly, Max Dushney, Owen McKiernan, and Chucky Capello. As you can see, Draper on the mound, but a wild pitch here will allow Siebert to get into scoring position with one down. The antithesis of a 0-0 inning tie on opening day would be something like the last time the Blue Sox and the Bulldogs met on opening day. 11-3 victory on June 1st, 2023. That was 20 years ago. At least psychologically, it feels that way. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Two down. And here's the third baseman, Matt Robinson. One knows that one misses high. Draper in his first year with the Blue Sox last year. An ace in the hole for sure. 6-1 with a ERA of .771. Even had a save in 36 1/3 innings. And is high. 2-1. 43 strikeouts in 36 1/3 innings. A whip of .853. Average more than a strikeout an inning. But he's now thrown as many wild pitches this season as he did last year. 1. Two. Full count. Looked good. Maybe I don't know, sometimes when you try to frame a pitch, if your glove moves enough just by catching it, I don't know. It's like, I'll be fouled off the other way. Look out in the bleachers next to the Bulldogs dugout. I want to frame it, but you don't want to make it too obvious that you had to pull it back into the zone. Popped up. That gets down between right and center, and the Bulldogs bring home the tying run. Not sure if there was bad communication or any communication at all between McCullough and Vanderzowen, but whatever the case, it drops for a base hit. And we are back to where we started. And it'll be up and in for a ball to Matt Favazzo. Oh, so I misread left. The L is the R. Yeah, nope, I got it. It was McKiernan, not McCullough. McKiernan, not Casserly. You people mean the world to me. It is not 114-1. My apologies, folks. That's the OBS hotkeys. Yep. Opening night jitters. Happens in theater, happens in sports. Happens in whatever this is. Slow hop to third base. On to, oh my goodness! A routine play to first. Dropped by Ward, the throw by Eric Ramirez. The inning continues. So here is John Nordman. That's in there for a strike. Swing and a miss by Nordman. 0-2. Draper picked up a win against the Bulldogs in 5 innings on June 17th last year. The only time he faced them. Allowed 5 hits and 1 unearned run, walking 1 and striking out 7. I would half expect AJ to just step on the bag himself after seeing the error on the last play. But the Blue Sox do get the force at second in the end, and that retires the side. Hey, opening night jitters again for all involved. 1-1 after one. LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in cards. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and game card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly, made in the U.S. and Canada, 100% recyclable cardboard. Use the codes and URL on the screen and in the description for a discount on your order. We may receive a commission on those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is. Why do I have to convince you, dear? Don't you? That's my wife in the chat. Everybody say hi. Well, after a first inning in which the Blue Sox, all 5 balls they put in play, nothing was a gimme for the Bulldogs defense. Well, they only got 1 run out of it. We'll see if they can get some more positive results, starting with center fielder David Vanderzouwen. This is Vanderzouwen. Just subscribe to the channel, by the way, and you can too. You know where that button is. That is a swing and a miss for strike 1 for DVZ. Patrolling center field tonight is Vanderzouwen. Will be followed by Casserly and Dushney. Down low for a ball. It'll be 1-1. Fly ball into right, carrying well, and caught for out number 1. I saw the right fielder, Siebert, squeeze it, but I'm just never sure anymore. Looked like he might have moved a little too quickly to react as though he dropped it. But, you know, the funny thing is I actually did get glasses. Yeah. And look how well that, yeah, clearly I remembered them. They're so helpful. The peanut gallery. Here's Casserly, left fielder. Peanut gallery tonight consists apparently solely of Sal Mirabella. Another fly ball. This one into center field. That one is caught by Favazzo. I think the outfielders are just doing this to mess with me now. Here's Max Dushney, the catcher. There is definitely a little bit of a breeze blowing out towards center. Out towards center. We'll even carry a pop-up like that into shallow right, but it'll be tracked down by Velas. Well, if you want to talk about opening night jitters, clearly nothing is going to come easy tonight for either team's defense. $1.50 in the books, 1-1. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot, whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach. Email yours truly, samfeelypbp@gmail.com for all the deets. settle it down and attack from there. That's really, I'd say you got to have, they're behind the microphone or on the field tonight. So, already seen as many wild pitches from Draper as we had all season last year. He's already matched the run total from his one start against the Bulldogs last season. And that one was earned. Draper, Rookie Pitcher of the Year last year in the ICL. Second consecutive Blue Sox to win the award after Chris won it in 2023. And we go to the bottom of the second. Catcher Vince Libretto will lead things off. One and out to Vince. Downstairs for a ball, 2-0. That's your Libretto /208, 321, 208. Hits this one into left center field. Vanderzauwen on his horse. Are you kidding me? That is a home run for Vince Libretto, who did not have an extra base hit at all last year or the year before for the Lexington Bulldogs. His first career extra base hit, let alone home run, gives the Bulldogs the lead. Now, at field level right now, anyways, where I'm sitting, the breeze isn't too noticeable, but clearly there is a jet stream for anything that gets up there. You better watch out. Here's Brett Stone. Swing and a miss. 1-1. 2-1 our score. The first career home run, the extra base hit even, for Vince Libretto. Slap the other way over the leaping shortstop, Jimenez. Speaking it into existence by mentioning his slash line last year, apparently, for Libretto. 5 hits and 24 at-bats in 11 games. Grounder to third, Ramirez has it. Throw to second is one-hopped there, and return throw to first is not in time. They do get the lead runner, Stone, 5-4. So Steinkraus reaches on the fielder's choice. And there's one down. Both teams batting 10 tonight, and here's the number 10 hitter for the Bulldogs, Jaden Vellis. Grounds this one to the left side again. Oh, it not basically. I mean, you talk about a ground ball eating up a fielder. That was one that didn't just eat up Eric Ramirez, knocked him down into foul territory. So the lineup turns over for Mike Siebert. Led off the bottom of the first with a base hit. Came around to score the tying run. Draper fires in a strike. It is 0-1. Downstairs 1-1. Blue Sox since 2006 are 13-4-1 on opening day. Fouled off, strike two. But all four opening day losses and the one tie on opening day have all come since 2015. 4-4-1 their last 9 season openers after winning 9 straight since 2006. Grounder whiffed on into center field. They're going to try to go to third, and it gets away from Ramirez. No further advance by Velis or Siebert, but Steinkraus scores. It's 3-1. Here's Nick Favazzo. Up and in for a ball. Favazzo popped up to the first baseman Ward his first time up. Into center field, caught by Vanderzauer. He'll get the hose over to third, so it'll allow the sacrifice to bring home Velis. But that freezes Siebert at second, and it is 4-1 now with 2 down. That's a great play, though, by Vanderzauer, as that is one hop to short, AJ onto first. We know what happened last time. That one is held on to for the out that retires the side, but the Bulldogs with a 3 spot here in the bottom of the second to take a 4-1 lead. When I say LSP is something for everyone since 2011, I, by God, mean it. Sports, live events, pet sitting, walking, tech, help, errands, and a whole lot more. Find our Thumbtack page or visit Linktree LSP37 or email yours truly so we can proceed to give you what you need. So we'll go to the top of the third. Blue Sox shell-shocked here in the early stages. McKiernan, Capello, and McCullough due up here for the Blue Sox in the top of the third. Owen McKiernan Looks at strike one. McKiernan, Tufts product, grounds this one past the shortstop, Favazzo, into center for a base hit. Tufts has become something of a pipeline for the Blue Sox, especially after the success last year of guys like Michael O'Brien. A couple more Tufts products joining the roster here this year. Chucky Capello takes ball one. Chucky, a WPI engineer in his second season with the Blue Sox. The alma mater of Aiden Freeberg. Throw back to first, and back safely is McKiernan. Pick up a base hit to lead off the top of the third. First time the Blue Sox have gotten the leadoff man aboard tonight. Down 4-1 in the early going after scoring one run in the top of the first. Here's a comebacker, soft chopper to the mound, and they'll get the out at second on Capello with the hard slide, forcing the shortstop Favazzo to hurdle him, and that'll allow, Kiernan is out, and that'll allow Capello to reach on the fielder's choice. So one down. Here's McCullough. Hard hit ball to center his first time up, but it was tracked down by Nick Favazzo. Did a wall run, quasi-wall run at the end. Ball was carrying in the early going in the first couple of innings of this game. Here's another comebacker. Stabbed nicely. Throw to second for one. On to first. Double play. First time didn't work out. Second time. There is the 1-6-3. Against the Bulldogs to the bottom of the third. Still up 4-1. The LSP store is open. Get yourself a DVD copy of most past LSP video broadcasts or one of several different designs of stickers, shirts, or other merch, including some stuff with my dog, Tina the Long Arena, on it, and some words I've probably said on this here YouTube channel over the years. LSP37.creative-spring.com for merch, and email yours truly for game videos. Not the ideal start to the 2025 season, to say the least, for the Lexington Blue Sox. But, again, it's not like an opening night loss is necessarily rare, nor is it necessarily a predictor of how the season will play out. Again, 4-4-1 in their last 9 opening days. Although, one thing to be cognizant of, especially with the Andre Chiefs coming in tomorrow night for the home opener, actually, for the Lexington Blue Sox. 3 consecutive seasons without an ICL championship is the longest, tied for the longest such stretch for the Blue Sox. There have been 2 other 3 consecutive season periods for the Blue Sox without an ICL title. 95, 96, 97, their first 3 years of existence. And after winning their first championship in 98, 99, 2000, and 2001. It's up and in for ball one to Matt Robinson, followed by Matt Favazzo and John Nordman. And if anyone gets on, Vince Libretto. This will be grounded to short. Jimenez has it on to first. And a good little stretch by Ward. Get the first out. So while the Blue Sox were unable to get their leadoff man aboard in the first 2 innings, but did in the third, the Bulldogs got their leadoff man aboard in each of the first 2 innings, but do not here in the third. Here's Favazzo. reached on that error that would have otherwise ended the bottom of the first. That one didn't come back to bite the Blue Sox. Got the out of the next play. The next batter, Nordman grinding fielder's choice. Ward following this one and watches it go out of play for strike one. Vince Libretto, who again would be due up fourth in this inning. He's a difference right now with his first career ICL home run. First career ICL extra base hit, in fact. Into the right center field gap, but that is run down by McKiernan. Out number 2. Here's John Nordman. Again, grounded into a fielder's choice down the bottom of the first. Line the other way over the leaping effort of the first baseman, Luke Ward, for a base hit. Two-out single, and here comes trouble in the person of Vince Libretto. Do it again. His dugout is telling him, and I don't blame him. Bulldogs were one of the Bulldogs players was actually talking to Vince's family just now, right after the home run. Described as the furthest hit ball they'd ever seen. And you kind of do have to crush it to get it out of here at center field. Backhand, and Jimenez will eat it. A single for Libretto. The first two were retired. Things were going smoothly to start this inning for Draper, and he really could have used a 1-2-3. But now he's in trouble with 2 on and 2 out for Brett Stone. How many fingers am I holding up? 0-1. Outside for a ball, 1-1. What was that, foul ball so close, you mean, or? Oh, boy. Did he hold it? He did. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Chucky Capello slipped in the opposite direction as momentum was carrying him. The throw thusly offline, but Ward able to stretch and keep his foot on the bag for the out that retires the side. Well, again, opening night jitters, and I would say that I've said already, nothing is coming easy tonight, whether the ball is in the air or on the ground. Made a smart comment about how, well, you just got to keep the ball down, right? But nope, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the launch angle tonight. There's going to be some chaos here. Are you down with a sound called LSP? Of course you are. Follow and support us on the web, Linktree, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Flashy subscribe button. Membership's also available. PayPal, Creator Spring, LSP 37. We're also on Thumbtack and TCG Player if you're into that sort of thing. Then don't. Listen, not even Katrina's into Magic the Gathering, to be fair. Like she's But she is coming with me to Ocean State Comic Con, by the way, June 1st at the Boys and Girls Club at Oakland Beach in Warwick, Rhode Island. More on that later. Listen, if my wife wants to go to the nerd thing, you know it's something special. Love you, dear. Eric Ramirez actually did hit a doubles last time and then came around to score. Me thinking that his quote-unquote celebration was him reacting to being tagged out trying to stretch it. Shake it off. Into left field. Back goes Costello. He stumbles. Does he have it? He does! What did I tell you? Nothing is coming easy on defense tonight. So for the third time in 4 innings, the leadoff man is retired for the Blue Sox, but a fat lot of good that did the one time they did get him on, is when after McKiernan's single, it ended up being Charles facing the minimum. Fouled off. Count will be 1-2 still. By the way, some ICL adjacent news. Congratulations to Horacio Azzarello and the Medford High School Mustangs baseball team winning the Greater Boston League. One of the best seasons in recent years for Mustang baseball, and now awaiting their draw in the MIAA Division I tournament. Been fortunate enough to cover a couple of their games this season, including each of the last two seasons. Count is full to AJ with J.A. Julian Alvarez due up next. Grounder up the middle and fielded it short and on to first. 2 down. Here's Jules. Had a single his first time up, hoping it would bring home Jimenez, but Jimenez was gunned down at the plate. I'll go back to Vanderzouwen's play, by the way, in the second inning on the sac fly for the Bulldogs. I thought I had at the moment. To interrupt that. 0-1 is the count. You know, you're conceding the run in that situation, obviously, if you're Vanderzouwen, but you understand that the odds of getting the runner coming home from third on that play are slim to none. But not every outfielder will think about that, and thus, if there's a runner on second in that situation, they'll try to take third in the back door. So you allow the run that was going to score 99 times out of 100 anyways, but you freeze the runner in scoring position in the end. Keep him at second. Fortunately, such a play was not made in higher stakes, and the Blue Sox still trailing 4-1 here in the top of the fourth on opening night. 1 run in the first for the Blue Sox, but Bulldogs responded with 1 in the bottom of the first, and then a 3 spot in the bottom of the second. It was started with Vince Libretto's first career Intercity League home run. First career ICL extra base hit at that. Also picked up a single as last time. So Vince right now 2 for 2. And not to mention he's calling a great game behind the plate right now with the Bulldogs up 4-1. Little chopper up the middle. And that is going to at least stay close, but knocked away from the shortstop Favazzo. And a 2-out single for Jules. And he is 2 for 2. So here's Luke Ward Pop up to second is first time up. That's low for ball one, but even that wasn't routine. Nothing easy again tonight defensively. Had, what, one strikeout in this game? The antithesis of the kind of baseball we've come to expect at all levels, including the Intercity League. We've had some great strikeout artists over the years and some hard throwers. Jared Frenny, Manny Del Carmen. Four-pitch walk for Luke Ward. First time he's been on base. And here's David Vanderzalen. DVZ is 0 for 1. Takes up and away for ball one. Wind's blowing out right now. Only good time to put a charge into one. It's been blowing out the entire night, to be fair. But it's probably the strongest. It's clear the strongest at the times when I can feel it at my back. Because even the times we've seen balls take off even when you're not feeling something necessarily at field level. And then when you see Luke Ward take 4 pitches in the at-bat before, in the play appearance before yours, you can do the Statue of Liberty play. Just wait and make sure he still can throw strikes. Now Dave will go to work. Low outside corner, 2-2, and Charles needs one more to get out of this. Popped up, fouling out of play. And the most danger Ezra has been in since, well, really all night when you think about it. This is the first time the Blue Sox have had 2 runners on base at the same time. Grounder to the left side, fielded at short. It's been an adventure this inning for Favazzo. A double or maybe even a triple clutch there. But eventually gets the fielder's choice to retire Ward and the Blue Sox in the top of the 4th. Halfway home, 4-1, Bulldogs. Now, as I was saying, see Katrina and I at the Ocean State Card Con June 1st, Sunday, June 1st at the Boys and Girls Club at Oakland Beach in Warwick, Rhode Island. We'll be buying, selling, and trading Magic the Gathering cards and more. And you can learn more about, whatever it is we do with our copious free time. Hope to see you there. I am not the only one in the ICL who partakes in card sales. For me, it's basically exclusively Magic the Gathering, but for Teddy Juba, the Andre Chiefs, you can see a lot of his posts on Instagram, the kind of sports cards he collects and flips and such, and he deals at trade shows, card shows. I actually asked him for some insight on, where some of these shows would be. unfortunately, a lot of those shows at Teddy Works, I mean, number one, mostly sports cards. Number two, if there are going to be game cards, they're usually going to be Pokemon cards. And even those among us who didn't really play Pokemon at any point, you know, they understand the value, and a lot people like collect Pokemon, Magic, baseball cards, whatever. They're basically like works of art. And in the case of like certain, you know, gaming cards, that's actually like that. There's some fantastic art that you can see on those cards. Dylan Steinkraus to lead things off in the bottom of the fourth against Matt Draper in a very late swing and a miss. 0-1 to Steinkraus, who reached on a fielder's choice and came around to score his first time up in the second. Foul tip into Dush's mitt, and the count will be 0-2. Steinkraus, Velis, and Siebert due up here in the bottom of the fourth. Anyone gets on Nick Favazzo, and that just misses for a ball, 1-2. Sway, are you in the chat? Swing and a miss. Strike three. Second strikeout for Draper. One down for Jaden Velis. Do want to give a shout out to Sway, regardless, because he has moved on to the next chapter in his life. Now living in Florida, sunny Florida, and if you've seen his boys playing baseball around here before he left, you know, those kids have a future. Kids are named after like some of his favorite players too. His son's name's Xander. I do wonder how different. I mean, not just Xander Bogaerts' career, but maybe the trajectory of the Blue Sox would be. Trajectory of the Red Sox would be. If the Red Sox, if they had re-signed Xander. Because, yeah, a lot of people were upset to the inside corner for a full count, and rightfully so, but it's not like I wouldn't necessarily compare Xander's time in San Diego to Mookie's time in L.A. There's a ball, and Velis is aboard for the second time. Offensively, though, Xander was absolutely tailor-made for Fenway Park. Even though you got plenty of quality right-handed hitters in the Padres lineup, including one Fernando Tatis Jr. Not all great hitters are created equal, and all ballparks certainly. 0-1 to Siebert. He's 2 for 2. One and one is the count. Nick Favazzo due up next. 2-1. You wouldn't think command would be too much of an issue for Matt Draper. Clearly it is tonight. "43 strikeouts to 9 walks in 36 and a third innings last year. A couple hops to AJ to second for one. On to first for the 6-4-3 double play. And that gets the Blue Sox out of the inning. And we go to the fifth. Still 4-1. Bulldogs. Our next broadcast tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, rematch of the Intercity League Championship Series. A phrase has been said many times over the years, but it rings true again. The Andre Chiefs and the Lexington Blue Sox face off tomorrow night, first pitch, 8 o'clock. We go live at 7:55 on this here YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Change, Eric?
Yeah. Yeah. Vodka for libretto, and I do for stack club.
All right. A couple of changes to relay to you if you hadn't caught that from my conversation with Eric Steinkraus right just now on the field mic. Nana Adu is going to take over in the extra hitter slot for Dylan Steinkraus. And Jay Voika is now behind the plate for Vince Libretto. And I'm sure the Blue Sox are happy to see him gone from the game. As Mr. and Mrs. Charles, if you're watching the game, well, you got a new guy calling the signs right now, but Ezra has himself had a very good game to this point. Through 4, only allowed 1 run. That was back in the first. Good support from his offense. Pat Casserly, the left fielder, takes ball 1. It's in there for a strike, 1-1. Mentioned Draper's performance against the Bulldogs in the one time he faced them last year. It's a grounder to short and low throw, but picked up by Nordman for out number 1. Charles was 2-2, a 2.33 ERA last year, and against the Blue Sox, 1 appearance, 2 1/3 innings on June 17th, took the L. 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Much different story tonight. Hi, Mrs. Wojtek. Hi, Mrs. Wojtek's iron. Where's Alex? Swing and a miss. Max Dushny is behind 0-2. Where's the rally iron, Mrs. Wojtek? Off maybe the handle of the bat here, fly ball on the left, and maybe the most routine fly ball we've seen tonight. That one is caught by Costello for out number 2. Owen McKiernan will stride in, base hit. First time up, he was the first leadoff batter of the night for the Blue Sox to reach. But again, fat lot of good that did them because Charles ended up facing the minimum. Nearly got a double play off of Capello. But then did off of McCullough. It's out of play for a strike. Charles with the wind of the pitch. Fouled off, 1-2. Charles hoping to make it 5 innings of 1-run ball. He only pitched 5 innings in a game twice last year. Fly ball into left by McKiernan, and oh, now the routine fly balls are happening. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 4-1 Bulldogs. My condolences, Sway. LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in cards. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly, made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Use the codes in the link on your screen or in the description for a discount on your order. You may receive a commission on those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is. We go to the bottom of the 5th. New noodle for the Lexington Blue Sox is the left-hander, Dan Metzdorf. Metzdorf, a BC product. He's playing the Chicago White Sox organization. Pitched in 6 innings over 3 games last year for the Blue Sox. Allowed 2 earned runs in 6 innings and 4 hits with 3 walks and 11 Ks. Did not face the Bulldogs. An inning against Stoneham, 2 against the Boston Padres, and 3 against ADSL. A swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Nick Favazzo. He's up and away for a ball. 1-1. Metzdorf was drafted in the 5th round, the 2019 draft by the White Sox out of BC after being selected in the 38th round the previous year by the Yankees. BB&N kid. His last go-around in pro balls in 2021. So that is strike 2, and Favazzo was ready to go to first, and that's exactly why you never do that. It was across 2 levels of A ball in the White Sox organization. Fouled off. We'll do it again. Senior year at BC, Metzdorf went 8-2. Hello. Went 8-2 and 82 in 3rd innings, and 2.30 ERA. Ball 4, and Favazzo coaxes a leadoff walk. out of Metzdorf. As he reaches for the first time tonight, he'd still 0 for 1, I guess, but popped up to first his first time, then had the sack fly. Throw back to first, and Favazzo back without a tag as Shane Costello settles back into the batter's box. Costello wrong line, struck out and grounded out to short so far. Swings and misses at a high one for strike one. Excuse me, swing will foul that one off, 0-2. Favazzo stole 5 bases in 5 attempts last year. More apt target to try and pick off than maybe Julian Alvarez. Oh, bloop single into center for a base hit, and that's bobbled a little bit by Vanderzam. He's able to make sure Favazzo doesn't go any further, but it is now first and second. Nobody out. As Costello picks up his first hit. And now here's Matt Robinson. Single and a ground out to short, RBI. Brought him the tying run back in the first. And Bulldogs 6 defensive outs away from a opening night win. And again, the Blue Sox have been kind of mid over the last decade when it comes to opening night. 4-4-1, in danger of going 4-5-1 their last 10. As that pops off of Dushne's mitt, and to second and third go Costello and Favazzo. Swing and a miss. Win it out. Trust your fastball. 2-1. Up and away. 3-1 now. Metzdorf in danger of loading the bases. Ball 4. The bases are loaded with nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th, and a real chance for the Bulldogs to potentially put this one out of reach. As Matt Favazzo comes to the plate, Conference on the mound. Try and figure how you get out of this bucket of syrup. Favazzo is 0 for 2. Reached on air in the first, flew out to right in the third. In there for a strike. 0-1 to Favazzo. Foul tip. Not held on to by Dushne, but we'll keep the runners where they are. The count will be 0-2. Bulldogs wreaked a little bit of havoc early going last year. That 0-0 tie the Blue Sox had with the Expos on opening night was not the Expos' opening night, mind you. They had already had a win under their belts. It's upstairs. Back pick to third is offline. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Back pick to third, but wait, so there's clearly an interference issue here. Just trying to figure out where everyone is supposed to be. I think the runners are just is anyone out? Is the question? That's what I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, so I think the umpire is stopping, is basically saying no play after the pitch because Blue was the one who apparently interfered, so you can't call anyone out in that situation. So it's still going to be 0-2, bases loaded. Oh, yeah. Fouled off. That is a situation. That's something I've never seen where the umpire calls a play dead because he inadvertently interfered. Obviously, interference the batter would have ruled him out, but can't call him out in that situation. At any rate, it is 1-2, and good battle being put on here. Got to mark the ball from the pitch itself before the back pick to third was offline. Popped up. Can't knock the hustle by Luke Ward, but it went out of play. Now I'm going to count even if he did make the catch there. But back to the yarn I was spinning about the Bulldogs and the Blue Sox and the Expos. So the Expos and the Blue Sox had that 9-innings scoreless tie on Monday the 3rd. And then their very next game against these Bulldogs, they lost 7-5. And you know who the winning pitcher in that one was? Ezra Charles. Fly ball to left will be caught, and it's going to be another sac fly, as that brings home Nick, and it is 5-1. So the Blue Sox fall further behind as the Bulldogs are able to sure they get something out of that bases loaded. Nobody out situation. Avoid the dreaded wrong one. Noble Tiger. Stuff's harder than it looks, folks. Here's Nordman. Foul ball, 0-2. Opening night jitters, got to get back up to speed. I still think I'm still getting back up to speed with baseball, even after doing a couple of Medford Mustangs games. I didn't really end up doing a whole lot of games, college and high school baseball season this year. It didn't do play-by-play, I don't think, of any softball games at all. Did PA for a couple of Holy Cross games, but yeah, I gotta get back up to speed. First time I did softball PA though for Holy Cross, you can tell I still had hockey season energy in my voice. Ground to second, short for one, on to first. Another huge double play for the Blue Sox to stem the bleeding, but they are still trailing 5-1 after 5. All I'm saying is that there's you can't bring the exact same energy to every sport. Like, would you really want, the kind of football PA guy who goes, it's third third down. Big pet peeve of mine. Doing baseball, doing that thing for same kind of thing for baseball, I wouldn't. Anyway, where were we? Oh, yeah, you giving me your money. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot, whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach. Email yours truly, samfeelyppp@gmail.com for all the deets. However, man, there are others sway in the chat. That much we know. Sway, Sammy Steed says, what's up? We got a new noodle on the mound for the Lexington Bulldogs. Get that to you in just a moment. It is the right-hander Coley Schaefer, who is, in fact, making his Bulldogs debut tonight. Schaefer, product of the Rivers School, and just finished his first year at Villanova. Okay, that was a strike. V. Desai, who came in defensively last inning, is getting his first AB of the year, and he is even in the count 1-1, although I'm sure he thinks he should be ahead 2-0, but can't change the past, etc. What do we do when we're faced with adversity? We can power through it, or whatever it was that Sam Finn said during the Park League Championship Series all those years ago. All three of them, whatever. 1-2 the count to Desai. Product of Becker College, and played some pro ball as well. Some played in the Frontier League, and one of his stops was Trois-Rivières Eagles of Frontier League, based in Trois-Rivières, Quebec. French pronunciation is Aigle. I think if you're an Anglophone broadcaster and they're your opponent, I don't think they'll mind if you call them the Eagles in that situation. I call junior hockey games in the USPHL, and there's a team in our league from Quebec. Hello. Strike 3 called. Desai, not thrilled about it. There's one down here on the top of the 6th for Jesse McCullough. Trying to get on base for the first time. 0 for 2. Flew out to center his first time. Ground into an inning ending 1-6-3 double plays last time. The team in the USPHL, it's Les Sommets Falcons, but coach will tell you it's okay to call them the Falcons, but I don't know. Les Sommets Falcons just doesn't really roll off the tongue as much for me. Especially someone who is, actively trying to learn French, trying to speak conversationally for that reason. Ground to second, 2 down. So it'll be up to Eric Ramirez to try and keep the line moving as the Blue Sox are down their final 4 offensive outs of opening night. I'll tell you this much. Obviously, without a whole lot of players to get on base to really make a solid judgment about it, but speed, I think, is something that's missing right now from this Blue Sox team. And there have been years when the Blue Sox offense has just been so good that you didn't need, someone to, put up 20 steals or whatever, and there would be a decent number in a 25 or 28 or 30 game season. But there's a number of plays here in this game, certainly. I think it's been evident that they're missing a spark plug like that. I think Jonathan Looters could have easily been that guy last year. Like, he was insane out of the box for the Blue Sox. The short amount of time he played last year, but an injury put an end to his season, and we unfortunately are not graced with his presence tonight, but I hope he's doing all right. A check swing and a called strike 3, and called strike 2 rather, and it's 2-2. But Schaefer in his Bulldogs debut, looking to get a 1-2-3 inning. We're getting Desai and then McCullough. 2-2 to Ramirez. Here it is. In a left field and down for a base hit. So the inning continues for AJ. Anderson Jimenez. RBI single, bring home the only run so far this game for the Blue Sox. And first inning in which McCullough, Ramirez, Jimenez, Alvarez, and Ward all hit either hard hit or difficult to play balls. Got the one run out of it, but it seems like a long, long time ago now. Unfortunately, that trend hasn't really continued for the Blue Sox offense, but the Bulldogs are the ones who have been on it consistently in this game. You do need some energy, and you do need that spark plug. Obviously, Pete Frates was that guy. But it would just be unfair to expect that you could have Pete Frates obviously was never a dime a dozen guy. There are leadoff hitters and there are leadoff leaders. Runner goes. Comebacker to the mound and in time for the out that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still 5-1 Bulldogs. When I say LSP has something for everyone since 2011, I by God mean it. Sports, live events, pet sitting, walking, tech, help parents, and a whole lot more. Find our Thumbtack page through Linktree LSP37, or you can email yours truly so we can proceed to give you what you need. New noodle for the Blue Sox is the right-hander Luke Marshall. So, Swampscott native who played college ball at Stonehill and then Fairfield. Also has some experience on the Cape League and in the Futures League in the NECBL. In the summer ball circuit around here, but just finished his 4 years at Stonehill, finished his graduate year at Fairfield in the Metro, the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. His first assignment is Jay Voika's first assignment at the plate, and that is a ball. Voika and then Stone and Adu. Big rip taken by Voika there. It is 0-1. Last year, Voika batted .219, .286, .375. That was a slash line in 16 games. 1 homer, 5 ribbies, 2 doubles, 3 walks to 8 strikeouts. 2-1 to Jay. Came in to relieve Vince Libretto, who's probably the offensive star of this game. His home run leading off the second, which currently still stands as the difference in this game, the game-winning run. His first career home run in the ICL is first career extra base hit, in fact. 3-1 is the count to Voika. Swing and a miss. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. So Marshall picks up his first Blue Sox strikeout. One down for Brett Stone. Stone is singled and grounded out to second in this ballgame. Swing and a miss. 1-1. In 2022, Marshall, as he got a swing and miss that one, for the North Shore Navigators in the NCBL. In 2022, he went 1-4 with a 3.46 ERA and 44 strikeouts in 39 innings. Down in for a ball. Count will even at 2. For North Shore in 2021, he was 3-2 with a 3.07 and 50 strikeouts in 41 innings. Full count to Stone with Nana Adu due up next. Marshall winds and delivers, and a swing and a miss. I don't know how your longevity will be if you have to go to 3-2 to strike guys out every time, but hey, 2 for 2, get the outs that you need. Because the Blue Sox are down their final 3 in just a moment, down 4 right now, and hoping that it will stay that way as Nana Adu, long time Bulldogs veteran captain. In a coaching role as well, apparently. Gets his first AB of the year. Now takes upstairs for ball one. Down away, 2-0. This might be Marshall's first time facing Nana. Not the guy you need to dance around or anything. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Nana last year at a 2/214, 378, 250. A double, 2 ribbies, 4 steals and 4 attempts. Swings and misses through that one. Jeff Barry wants to know if I'll be calling away games. Are we even facing the Americans on June 9th? First I had heard that. Don't we have like the Americans visit the Americans at the end of the season? At any rate, do swings and misses, and Marshall strikes out the side. His first inning of work with the Blue Sox, but they need 4 to prolong this one. Down their final 3 outs. Eric, did you tell Bruce that? Did you tell Bruce that? All right. All right, was it? Bruce, catch a Tory on the mound. Yeah. Wow. Okay, I completely swung and missed on that. Well, Jeff, yep, I completely swung and missed on that. I mean, I'm just going to look at my own calendar. 1 second. Yeah, I completely swung on me. One of the commenters in the chat was saying, "Are we also doing away games, including Melrose on the 9th?" It completely slipped my mind that we had a game at Melrose on the 9th, and I'm glad I didn't make any plans otherwise. Now, in fact, it wasn't my calendar. I just had it in my head that we only had 1 road game against Melrose this year. It was at the end of the season for whatever reason. I'm stupid. Yes, indeed, I'm stupid. Julian Alvarez to lead things off here in the top of the 7th. As Will Cacciatore. Not a save situation for Will, but a 3 outs away from a win situation, that's for sure, for the Bulldogs. 1-0 is a count to Jules, who has a couple of singles. Blue Sox are going to need more than just a couple of singles in this inning. Going to prolong this one. 2-0 is the count to Jules. It'll be followed by Luke Ward and David Vanderzowen. Anyone gets on, Pat Casserly. Two and 0. 2-1. Okay, you want to be patient. I wouldn't necessarily say the Blue Sox are giving at-bats away tonight or anything, but... Oh, hello! Sometimes just some bad luck, and that ramps up, but also I do want to see some spark to try and really turn the tide, maybe even loudly turn the tide. That's what my job is, right? No, absolutely not. We are going to have a pinch runner for Julian Alvarez as Brendan Doyle Melrose High grad, speaking of Melrose, and commit to Wentworth, has settled in at first base to run for Julian Alvarez. And now here is Luke Ward. Pop behind second to end the first, and a walk his last time up. Down low for a ball, and the count will be 1-0. Again, the Blue Sox down 4, and they're the road team in this one against their roommates. 1-1. So this is it here for opening night if they can't put anything together here. Got to put together 4. High for a ball. Count is 2-1. You might be more inclined to think of it in the concept like giving at-bats away or something. It's like a bunch of first pitch outs or a lot of strikeouts. That's not the case, though, for the Blue Sox batters tonight. They've been trying their best to adjust, but the pitchers have adjusted. They punched enough to stymie the Blue Sox counterpunches to this point. Charles has 5 innings of work. He's in line for the win. Schaefer with 1, and now Cacciatore, but he's allowed the first 2 to reach. Now the last one wasn't even close. So A.J. Lisco will grab a bat and hit for David Vanderzowen. Lisco, another Tufts product, Canton native. Back with the Blue Sox this year. Takes a strike. 0-1. The upshot of doing the Statue of Liberty play is, you make the pitcher who's wild throw more pitches, and it'll tire him out even more, right? Question mark? See how that plays out here. 0-1 is the count, and now it is 1-1. I accidentally marked as 1-0 already. Force a habit. Lisco, first AB of the year. Last year was 2 for 18 with 2 RBIs, a walk, but only 2 strikeouts. That's, he'll make you earn your outs. He'll put it in play. You can't defend a home run. You can't defend a walk. Long look at second, and now he comes home with it, and it's 3-1. Already action behind Cacciatore in the Bulldogs bullpen. Doyle at second after pinch running for Alvarez. That gets down, but a late break to third. Here's the throw. They got the force. Oof. It's brutal. Doyle held up at second far too long there. And when the ball dropped, he was a dead duck for the force and third. So that ends up being a fielder's choice. 8-6-5. So now 1 out. And runners at first and second, as opposed to what could have been bases loaded, nobody out. Kamen grabbing a bat and pinch hitting here. For Castro as that pitch bounces. Jack Kamen now has 2 runners in scoring position in a 1-1 count. Cacciatore. Boy, can you? I mean, if you have the bases low right now, you might have a run home. Alas, that fielder's choice. It's a tough pill to swallow for the Blue Sox offense in this comeback effort, and now it is 2-1. Oh, inside edge, strike 2. Cacciatore last year was 0-2 with 2 saves and a .636 ERA. Did not face the Blue Sox. I'm going to catch myself on that. That was in 2023 rather than 2025. It is now a full, 2024 rather. It is now a full count to Kamen. Ball 4, it wasn't even close. It bounces away, and a run scores. Walk, wild pitch. Run in, 5-2. Here comes Eric Steinkraus. John Carlos Ramirez has a bat and is awaiting his first AB of the year. We'll have runners at the corners and 1 out. And John Carlos representing the tying run. Up until this point in this game was far a thought. And JC, you know what he can do with 1 swing of a bat. Did not have any home runs last year after 2 the previous year. Looking to make up for lost time, and Eric Steinkraus said just, throw a frisbee down and away. That's what he did. 0-1. Low. You don't have to be a hero right now. Think realistically. Yeah, a home run ties this game, but the more you make this guy work, better your odds are. Down low. Sometimes when you see some of the pitches that are called strikes, makes you more trigger happy because you got to protect. And now you're ahead 2-1. And then that happens, 2-2. Ramirez, dual threat for the Blue Sox. He can hit and pitch, but right now, he's got to come up with something here. That is low. No advance by the runners. Now the most pivotal play in this inning isn't the wild pitch that scored the run. It's the fielder's choice on the bloop to center. Oh, that is strike 3 on the outside corner. Ramirez does not like it, and at least one person on the Blue Sox bench was hoping for a balk call from the outset. It is 2 down. And Owen McKiernan, a base hit his first time, is the last chance for the Blue Sox tonight. He checked his swing and No calls for an appeal. It is ball 1. Outside 2-0. Might be a tough sell to try and hit that spot where Ramirez got rung up. So Cacciatore, these are where you want to aim, right? There it is, 2-1. The decide to up next if McKiernan can get on. Down low, 3-1, and wow. Cacciatore lost his hat in the process. Runners at the corners, 2 down. 3-1 to Owen McKiernan. On the outside corner, strike 2. That's the spot. Again, he got Ramirez on it. He's gotten each of the 2 strikes in this at-bat on it. Can hit it one more time. Runner from first goes, and it's ball 4. Bases loaded for V. Desai. Nothing too serious, just a pound the back and a word of advice from Voika. To Cacciatore on the at bat for V. Desai. Takes high for ball 1. Desai played in 12 games for the Blue Sox in 2023 and hit .323. Grounds this one up the middle, fielded, and do they say he's out? He's out at second. They got the force to end the ball game. That was a slowly rolling and bouncing ground ball that was picked up by Matt Favazzo, and you see the hustle from first by McKiernan. I thought he beat it out from here, but it is over. Unfortunately, we don't have nearly the angles for that one. I'm sorry, Bruce. But that is going to do it. The Blue Sox eventually got the tying run on first after entering this inning down 4, but a close call at second on a fielder's choice ends it, and the Lexington Bulldogs defeat the Lexington Blue Sox 5-2 in a game that took 1 hour and 42 minutes. Ezra Charles gets the win. Matt Draper takes the L. Vince Libretto 2 for 2 with his first career Intercity League home run, leading off the bottom of the second, gave the Bulldogs the lead for good and some help to extend it from there. Julian Alvarez with a couple of singles, some good performances. Good performance out of the bullpen for Marshall, but that will do it for the Blue Sox. And it is another tough opening night. You know, now 4-5-1 their last 10 opening nights, and the month of May, you know, this since 2006. I mean, that's not usually a bad time for them. 7-2-1 since 2006 in May. But this is the earliest opening date for the Blue Sox since 2006. Previous record was May 29th, 3 separate times. But another game tomorrow, May 28th. If it were the Chiefs coming here to open the season tomorrow, this still be the record. But tough test after a tough loss. Back-to-back nights, well, it's a rivalry. You know, it's going to be entertaining, if nothing else. So with that said, this has been a presentation of LSP, something for everyone since 2011. Copyright 2025, unauthorized redistribution of any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission of LSP or the Lexington Blue Sox is strictly prohibited. A reminder that LSP and Shipping Shields are partners in cards. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly, made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. You can use the codes and a link on the screen and in the description for a discount on your order. We may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is. Of course, if you want to support LSP in other forms, advertise on future broadcasts, email yours truly for the details, hire us to work your next live event or whatever else we could do for you on any given day, or buy some stuff from the LSP store, game videos from past broadcasts, or of course, if you're down with the sound, Linktree, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Flash the subscribe button. Membership's also available. PayPal, Creator Spring, LSP37, and we're on Thumbtack and TCG Player. Of course, if you're into that sort of thing. Speaking of TCG Player, Katrina and I will hope to see you at Ocean State Card Con at the Boys and Girls Club of Oakland Beach in Warwick, Rhode Island on June 1st. Sunday, June 1st, we'll be buying, selling, trading, Magic the Gathering cards, and a whole lot more in our next broadcast. As I said, tomorrow night, 7:55 Eastern, the Blue Sox and the Chiefs renew their rivalry. An epic finish to the championship series last year. Will it carry over that excitement into the second game of the season for the Blue Sox tomorrow night? And can they get in the win column? Tune in and find out. It's the only way. Once again, the final score from center field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass. It is Lexington Bulldogs 5 and Lexington Blue Sox 2. For all my righty friends here at LHS, my name is Sam Fiedler, reminding you forever and always, freelance isn't free. Thanks for tuning in. Fresh for 2025. Suckers. Love you, Katrina. Party hard, Caitlin.